Inorganic Chemistry, Round 1, Part 5. The Fermi level is the chemical potential of electrons in a solid, metal, semiconductor, or insulator. If a material behaves as a semiconductor without the addition of dopants, it is an intrinsic semiconductor. A charge carrier in a semiconductor is either a positive hole or an electron that is able to conduct electricity. Extrinsic semiconductors contain dopants. A dopant is an impurity introduced into a semiconductor in minute amounts to enhance its electrical conductivity, usually a group 13 or 15 element. In a hydrogen atom, the 3s, 3p, and 3d orbitals all have the same energy. In a helium atom, however, the 3s orbital is lower in energy than the 3p orbital, which in turn is lower in energy than the 3d orbitals. The letter N stands for principal quantum number. They identify the atom's outermost electron shell, since it describes the most likely distance between the nucleus and electrons. The orbitals having the same principal quantum number have the same energy. So 3s, 3p, and 3d all have the same energy. Multiple electron atoms are those electrons that have more than one atom, such as the atoms of helium and nitrogen. The only atom in the periodic table with one electron in an orbital below ground state is hydrogen. The energy depends on the n+1 rule for multi-electron species. The energy of a given orbital are 3s is 3 plus 0 equals 3, 3p is 3 plus 1 equals 4, and 3d, 3 plus 2 equals 5. The 0-point energy of a molecule corresponds to the energy of its lowest vibrational level, vibrational ground state. Explain why sodium fluoride and potassium chloride each contain isoelectronic ions. In salts of formula Mx, the coordination number of M and X must be equal. In salts of formula Mx2, the coordination number of X must be half that of M. The wavelength of X-rays, about 10 to the negative 10 meters, i.e. 100 picometers, is of the same order of magnitude as the internuclear distance in molecules or non-molecular solids. As a consequence of this, diffraction is observed when X-rays interact with the electrons in an array of atoms in the crystalline solid. This permits atomic resolution to be achieved when a structure is determined from the X-ray diffraction data which are collected. The conversion of solar energy into chemical energy using artificial photosynthesis involves the photocatalytic conversion of hydrogen plus to H2. Why is GC suitable for the detection and quantification of H2? Hydrogen is produced by converting hydrogen to H2 when solar energy is converted to chemical energy. This evolution of hydrogen is very small, so it can be estimated quantitatively. The technique used is gas chromatography. In this technique, on a stationary phase, usually composed of silica or alumina, argon is a suitable carrier gas for the quantification of trace amounts of hydrogen in the parts per billion range. Therefore, in this technique, the hydrogen is precisely separated. A species disproportionates if it undergoes simultaneous oxidation and reduction. Intrinsic defects occur in lattices of pure compounds. Extrinsic defects result from the addition of dopants. Schottky defect is a type of point defect or imperfection in solids which is caused by a vacant position that is generated in a crystal lattice due to the atoms or ions moving out from the interior to the surface of the crystal. A Frenkel defect is another form of a point defect in which an atom or cation leaves its original place in the lattice structure to create a vacancy while occupying another interstitial position within the solid crystal. What is non-stoichiometric metal oxide? Non-stoichiometric compounds are defined as any solid chemical compounds in which the number of atoms of the particular element cannot be expressed in a ratio of a small whole number. In this, the atomic ratios are represented in the forms of small integers. For example, nitrides, oxides, iron oxide, nickel oxide, etc. Why are the D-block metal oxides much more frequently non-stoichiometric than are non-D-block metal oxides? The non-stoichiometric compound of transition metal oxide is due to the following reasons. Variable oxidation state of transition metal due to a vacant d orbital, and due to their defects in their lattice.